Hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, oh,
Hey, no.
oh,
Hi, hey, hi, hello, and howdy. I'm
oh,
Mushy, and you're freaking Kristen. And we're here. Why are we here, Kristen?
oh, yeah. I forgot. We're actually working together on something, right? And we've been kind of working behind the scenes, and today is the official announcement.
I'm turning my camera, and you can't stop me.
Oh dear.
I need space to wiggle my hands.
I know, I do too. It's gonna be weird if you can't see what my hands are doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be like a little baby doll, like.
Me, 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 me. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. So
So
what are we
together
doing?
again.
Yeah, so what are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know. You invited me here. What are we doing, Kristen?
Well, we had so many requests to collaborate, work together again, that we kind of decided that we wanted to do something that wasn't necessarily a event, but was still different, right?
We kind of decided.
Yeah, we kind of decided.
We kind of decided, and it was kind of in part decided for us.
That's true. We weren't really given much options, really.
Yeah, yeah. The DPP had us a little sit down,
Yeah.
said
Well,
a
it's more like
community service.
more like a Zoom call, but still, I was sitting.
And so yeah, we've decided to work together, and thought, that you guys seem to really enjoy us together, and we enjoy spending time together, and thought that it might be fun for you guys to kind of join us and see, when we talk every day on the phone or whatever, um, kind of sit in like a fly on the wall, but you can actually participate. We'll get to that. But kind of join along with us in, instead of one of our daily conversations that we have privately, we, publicly it.
Publicly.
Words are hard.
I'm glad. You almost said a different body part, so I'm glad you said publicly. My goodness. Oh dear. It's going to be a
Uh-oh.
heavily edited video. I can already sense it.
No. Be
No.
be real, be raw, be the only way to be authentic.
Yeah, well, yes. There's more than one way to be real, raw, and authentic. So
Depends on who you ask.
so we are thinking that we are going to have our own kind of little mini dysfunctional talk show, if you will. We're going to have some, general general chatter, some chatty tales, if you will. And then we are also going to touch on maybe more serious topics, more controversial topics. Perhaps you might say that we're going to
Spill the tea.
the tea, perhaps. Yes. And if you've been in the Facebook group and, online, you've seen some of the tea centric posts. And
I
that's what this is
I
all
have to
about.
interject here. I almost got a mob squad, like with pitchforks and flames and stuff. I almost got attacked when I posted about how nobody liked to see it. It was just a troll. I ended up having to edit and put trolls in the post to let people know I was just kidding and I was trolling everyone, because I put a post that said, "Nobody likes me and Kristen working together. I guess we'll never collaborate again." And woo, that fired some people up.
You should know better. You should know better by now. My gosh.
They
You don't
should have
mess with
known
people's
better.
you don't mess with people's emotions, okay? And you're messing with their emotions. I mean, people were literally asking us to do an event every month.
I know, and that's what I thought was, but wow, the seriousness with which you guys took, um, the assertion that perhaps we were not gonna ever work together again. Wow. I got
Yeah.
put in my place real quick. I'm looking at you, Michael Stewart. Michael was the first one with the pitchfork that showed up at my door. Whoa, 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 wait a minute there, lady.
Hey man, you don't want to mess with people's emotions like that. So we are going to be working on this, and we are thinking probably we're going to try to do the collab situation, using your word, situation, about
Situation.
maybe 2 times a month, life depending, obviously.
Yes. Yep, couple times a month. We'll do one, and we're gonna split it between the two channels. We'll do one over here in Kristen's little pink fluffy Care Bear house, and then we'll do one where normal people live in my house.
Normal, Nora, not normal, but okay. You can keep telling yourself that. I'm sorry. Oh wait, raise your hand if you have running water in your house. Oh, I
Oh,
do. Oh, I do. Okay.
I
That's
can't
not.
raise my hands.
That's what normal people have.
Oh, rub it in, Kristen. Rub it in. It's just taking a break. Yeah, it got tired. Didn't want to break a sweat.
No.
Um, so yeah, that's basically, I think, did you already say, think like dysfunctional talk show, kind of like The View meets just two friends sitting, talking and whipping and chatting, and that's what you're gonna get with us?
If I didn't say it, you just did. So we'll just cover our bases twice if that's what it is. So yes, I did say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it would. I thought that this was a unique and good idea. We kind of, I think Kristen was the most major brainchild behind the idea. But when she had said, what if we do something like this? I was like, ooh, I haven't seen anybody do anything like this, where we kind of approach it in a talk show sort of format. It's gonna be a little loosey goosey talking, but we're also gonna try to keep it a little bit structured. We're gonna can I break down the structure?
You can. Everything is subject to change, though. So
Yeah. I mean,
don't
just
get
go with
attached.
conversational flow and things like that, and how it all works out. But our idea is basically, and you'll see in this first like installment, hopefully you'll get to see a kind of a loose version of the structure we're talking about. But we're going to come in and introduce ourselves and do our intro, and then have a little personal conversation time, and share with you guys anything that's relevant in our personal lives. And then, we'll talk about a diamond painting world topic. And then we may talk about controversy. How does Jimmy
Ooh,
Fallon say it? However, imagine Jimmy Fallon saying that, because he says it weird. He says it like controversy. I don't know, but
controversy? I don't know.
he says it funny and I like it, but I can never repeat it. So and kind of talk about some of the maybe taboo topics or hot topics. Recently there were not recently, but there was that Hannah Lynn DAC thing that happened. That would have been a good topic that we would have, had we had this going at the time, been able to talk about and give. And everything is basically just going to be our thoughts and opinions. So just, if you ever wonder like what it's like to have a conversation with me and Kristen, you'll get to see that.
Yes, we are not experts, nor have we ever pretended to be experts. These are just our thoughts, opinions, musings, and we may, misspeak, or we might say something that is incorrect because we are humans, we are not robots. And and if we do misspeak or something, and you recognize that, please respectfully say something in the chat or in the comments. And I mean, we're not pretending to be know-it-alls. We are just kind of, I don't know, talking about our own feelings or personal experiences, with life, being online, being on YouTube, being a part of the diamond painting community. And we make mistakes. We maybe get our information from somewhere that isn't, maybe 100% valid. So yeah.
And just please remember, as much as you're entitled to your thoughts and opinions, because they are your own, you know what they say about thoughts and opinions? They're like boo-boo holes. Everybody's got one. You guys are entitled to yours. Don't forget, we're also entitled to ours. So it may be a different opinion or thought than yours, and that's okay. We're all adults. We're open for discussion. Like these are going to be some discussion points, but arguments, we're not going to welcome arguments. We're not trying to argument. We're not trying to instigate any kind of argument, but an open forum, respectful discussion is always welcome. Because our opinions aren't the only ones ever, but we just thought it would be cool for you guys to come along and hear and see what, I wonder what they off camera. Well, we're on camera, but we might as well be off camera.
Well, and our opinions may not match either. I mean, I know we share a lot of same opinions, but then there are things that, we aren't in full agreement, of as well. And I think, we all can have, our own spin, our own take on something. But like you said, we want things to be, we can have productive conversations. We can share our thoughts and feelings, but any harassment, bullying, intimidation will not be tolerated, and your comment will be deleted and you will be blocked. And we take a very hard stance on that because there's no room for that. Like if you don't like something, click off or just don't comment.
Yeah. I agree with all that. The same will apply when the video pops up on my side of things. So, with all that out of the way, Kristyn, how was your day? How is your day going?
My day's better than yours.
I think there's many people with days better than mine right now.
Yes. I there's nothing about my day that I can complain about except for maybe that I had to get up and get people ready for the day, and I discovered I had a headlight out. But other than that, I've got running water, I've got food, I've got electricity, so I'm doing great.
So a padiddle is like the downer of the day. The downest thing of today for you is that you had a padiddle on your car?
No, a padiddle. What is a padiddle?
A padiddle is when you see a car that only, like, it's a travel game. When you see a car that only has one headlight, like one's burnt out, you hit the roof of the car or the person next to you, depending on where, which version you play, and you say padiddle. Whoever says padiddle first, I mean, the goal is to spot it and hit somebody first.
Oh,
the padiddle.
I've never heard that. I always thought you were talking about like having to pee in a bucket. So no, that's not what I was thinking you were talking about at all.
Yeah. No, cars with one headlights are called padiddles. Anybody in the comments or if you're watching in the premiere, speak up, support me, tell me that you've heard, tell her that you've heard of a padiddle. I don't need to know. I know what a padiddle is, but tell Kristyn what you've heard of a padiddle.
Yeah,
I'm not making it up.
You know what? I was just sitting here thinking,
you make this shit up. Oops.
You're not supposed to. I was thinking like that was when you were you flash a car without their headlights on, but that's like a different thing. And that's what is it, the old wives' tale that you never flash a car without their lights on because it could be like a
there's lots of versions. Gang or serial killer looking for a victim.
And they'll come and like, take out your whole, like the whole car's worth of people and unalive them. So that would be really bad if that was called a padiddle, because that sounds really lame. I just padiddled that whole family.
That's just lame.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm an only child, okay? So I grew up like just paying attention to my own self in the car. I wasn't beating up people sitting next to me. I'm sorry.
No, well, it is what it is. Padiddle. So Well,
Speaking of,
my day, I had a padiddle of my own.
yeah,
Different kind of padiddle.
you, yeah,
I almost
your whole week's gonna be a padiddle for you.
Oh, I don't even wanna think about it. Poor Sundown's over there. He's in the corner rocking. So he's rocking back and forth like, "Please, please." So, it's been really cold. The temperatures have been the highs in, like, maybe the 20s, and then, um, the lows have been in single digits, but then with wind chill, it's been below 0. It's been like this for only, like, 3 days. 3 days ago, we were under tornado warnings and had thunderstorms, and it was in the 50s and 60s 3 days ago. And then all of a sudden, like, super freezing, sub-zero temperatures and stuff like that. Well, went to bed at don't judge me, went to bed at 3 a.m. Last thing I
Oh,
did
I'm
before I went to
judging.
bed
I'm judging.
last thing I did before I went to bed is I peed, and I washed my hands, and we had running water. I wake up, at 5:30 because, no, just because of nature and because my daughter had to get up at 6 anyway, and I was gonna wake us up. And I went to go pee and I flushed and I'm like, huh, that sounds funny. And I went to go wash my hands and I'm like, huh, that's really dry. There's no water in the faucet. I woke up sundown and he crawled under the house and was under the house for about 5, 6 hours today
I'm
with a
sorry,
hair.
I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him.
Yeah, I don't think he was laughing at any point. Yeah, he's not laughing. Um, and he had like a hair dryer, blow dryer situation in each hand, and he was just like going the length of the house, under the house, blow drying the main pipes to thaw them out. Spoiler, Leah's turlet pipe is broken again. Surprise. That child, I don't know what she does in that toilet, but it breaks the pipe over and over and over. Um, and then he spent all that time thawing out all the pipes leading into the house, under the house, just to find out none of it worked. We still didn't have water flowing in the house. So we called the water company. The water company sent a guy out, the guy came out and said, whatever's happening is happening between the water meter at the street and your house. That's your land, your problem. Sorry, buddy. And he anticipated that basically the ground has frozen the pipes in the ground, and that we won't he wouldn't expect to see the pipes start to thaw for at least several days until the temperatures get back above freezing. So we are expected to be without running water of any kind for our bathroom, any bathroom activities, any kitchen, no dishwashing, no laundry washing, no self-washing, no functional flushing commodes, um, for several days. And remember, we live about 18 miles from town. And even if we do have to run back and forth to use facilities, everything here closes at 9 because they're lame. So, yeah, there's the that on that. I'm
Well,
gonna have to learn how to poop in the woods. I don't know.
but I mean, in all fairness, okay, let's say town was closer and it was open 24 hours a day. Would you really, really, really want to have to go into town to what the come and go gas station and go number two? I mean, really, would you?
No.
I mean, I would rather poop outside my house than do that.
Me too. And Sundown, he used to drive truck. He used to be
Yeah.
all kind of like us, where he was like a stealth ninja when we were younger. You'd think he was an alien. He didn't go. Like, he just didn't have a bodily function in that capacity. You never knew. Oops. But now that he's driven truck, he don't care, and he'll go anywhere. He'll drop trout anywhere. I
I'm just
can't, and he
imagining.
can't understand that. And I'm like, it's not even a conscious choice. My body subconsciously, like this, at a cellular level, will shut down, pucker up. Every orifice will pucker and tighten and lock down like it has a chastity belt on it. And it refuses to go if anyone is near an earshot. If I can hear anyone, then I know they can hear me, and that is it. Dunzo. Can't go. It's true.
I've been known to, like, when I was a kid and we would go camping, and we didn't have a motorhome, like, before my parents had a motorhome, and I remember, like, they'd be like, "Look, we dug a hole," and I'm like, "I don't need to poop for 4 days," and they're like, "No, yeah, you do," and I'm like, "No, I don't. Watch me not poop."
Challenge accepted.
Like, there's no amount of trying to convince me that I'm going to need to poop in a hole in the woods. Nope, not at all.
Yeah, well, and then I don't know if I'm just broken or if this is all ladies, so maybe ladies can help me out. But I mean, they make a Shiwi for a reason, right? Or a Lady J, whatever, like the lady funnels. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that. I feel like I would just pee all over myself with one of those.
I feel like I would, regardless, with one, without one. Like I was in the Girl Scouts. They tried to teach us like wilderness stuff, and if we were out on a hike and you had to pee, you had to find a bush, and it doesn't. I have had people try to uh squat, spread your legs, and squat deeper, don't squat that much,
Go deeper.
you know, do the splits, whatever. It doesn't matter the advice I'm given. The the urination station, it goes down the thigh track. It just like it just goes right along the legs.
I
So there is no amount of there's no way I'm gonna be able to go use the Civil War commode, aka a tree or a bush outside. And I'm just sitting here thinking, what am I supposed to do? What am I gonna do? And Sundown's like, well, I can go get some buckets from mom and dad. I'm like, oh no.
I think
Oh,
I mean, I think for ladies, the success, like, to pee in the woods, if, like, you're on a trail or something, I think maybe the key to success is, like, having a really strong stream. Like, you just force it out really, really, like, "Grr," and that way, it just shoots out so it doesn't have a chance to go down your legs.
I feel
And
like that's a trap, and I will not be trying that, but thank you, Kristen. I
and
feel
I
like
and
that's
you
you're
know
setting me up.
when we texted this morning about, okay, we're going to film today, did not think that the conversation would go this road, and yet here we are. So
Let's go back onto the main road. Let's
let's
get off
pivot.
into the side.
Let's pivot, shall we? Before we lose everybody.
I
What's
would
our
just like
first?
to, in closing, I would like to say sorry, but Kristen did ask how my day was going, so
This is
there
the
you
first
go.
and the only episode of this show. Spilling the tea is officially over. We're done. We already spilled the tea, but it wasn't tea.
Canceled.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go on to our next topic. So, all right. Okay. All right. Are you ready for me to travel on to the next segment?
Yes, so that is how my day is going and how my next couple days are going to be if anyone is curious. Thank you, Kristen, for asking, and I hope you all enjoyed that.
And
My
I
my
bet by the
my
time this goes
pain.
up, you should have water. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Let us know in the chat, in the premiere chat, if you have water or not.
Oh no, that's so mean. Hey everybody, shout out, raise your hand if you have running water.
No,
Okay.
I said you let us know. You, Bushy, not the
Oh,
people.
I thought
We're
you meant
just
everybody.
No, we're
I
just
thought
gonna
you
assume that everybody else has water except for you. We just
we
know
yeah,
that.
we can just assume that because that's what normal people have running water
They
and
do. They do. They do. And
they're
I don't
so
know if we
mean.
did we mention that it was going to be a premiere and people were going to be in the chat, or I'm assuming people just would know that if they're watching this live. And if you're not watching it live, you can view the chat a day or two after it goes on the premiere, and then it switches to a regular video, right? That's how it works.
Yep.
Fantastic. Fan freaking tastic. And speaking of, like, underwear and stuff, I'm doing Strawberry Shortcake's bloomers.
Speaking of underwear, are you implying that because of the lack of water and bathroom facilities currently in my home because of the weather, that there's going to be a situation with underwear, and that led you to talking about strawberry shortcake's bloomers?
I would just recommend that if you cannot take an actual shower, that you should make sure that you are changing your underwear in a timely manner.
It's one of my viewers. I was talking about this, I think, last time. Sundown was the sewer monster and had to climb under the house like that. I had mentioned, I was talking about we're not going to have facilities for a couple days, and that I was going to have to, um, sorry for anybody, but basically take a certain kind of bath, a promiscuous woman's bath, WHORES bath. And when I said that word, somebody said thought I said horse bath, or they thought it was always horse bath. And they couldn't figure out, like, how does that relate to, bathing a horse? I was like, no, not a horse bath.
A chores bath.
Yeah, well, thank
Yeah.
goodness for dry shampoo and baby wipes and deodorant body wipes and such.
Baby wipes, I'm telling you, like, baby wipes are not just for people with children. Baby wipes are versatile at every stage of your life. I'm
Yes.
I mean, when I go to Costco, I'm like, "Do we have baby wipes?" And the family's like, "Yes, we have, a Costco size pack at home." And I'm like, "We better get another one just in case." Cuz they are perfect. I love baby wipes so much.
Oh my god, we
Oh,
gotta get off of this.
okay. Well, I was thinking that for our first episode, we should talk about the thing that kind of brought us together.
Ooh,
And
the diamond
diamond
painting topic.
painting events. I Yes. So I think our tea topic, if you will. Um, we've talked a lot about events. Planning one together, obviously, and participating in them. And you've hosted other ones, solo and whatnot. Uh, just kind of like, how do we feel about diamond painting events? Good, bad, ugly, that kind of stuff. So I'll let you go.
Yeah,
You've got
we
a
were
lot of
talking.
opinions, so go on, go on.
Mouthy. No, we talked about events in general when planning ours and trying to, what do we like, what don't we like about events, and um, and we knew we wanted to do something different, and we wanted to try to come up with original ways that we could make our event different. And we started planning our event.
Oh my gosh,
Yee.
it was June,
Uh,
July.
Yeah, it was the summer, June, July, we've been concocting and scheming and all this stuff because um I just knew that I've been doing and I was going to be doing a bunch of events in a row, and I was gonna be kind of doing the general format, and that can get old and a little redundant, monotonous, for hosts and for participants. And I wanted to make sure that we did something, fun, unique, and different. And I really, for me, this was Kristen's first like full on co hosting, as 100% responsible for the event as me. And I wanted to really make this special for her as an introduction to
Aww.
hosting an event. And that was my big thing, is like I host events all the time, so I'm cool, I'm chill with it, but I wanted to make sure it was memorable for her. So I was like, well, let's go crazy. Let's shake it up a little bit. And she was totally down for it.
Yes, it was a lot of work. Not even going to sugarcoat that. Like,
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. What were your thoughts, Kristen, when we were talking about the event? And I was like, I know that I told you, I was like, I don't know. It's a lot of work. I don't think you really understand how much work it was initially when you first heard me like boo-hooing about that. What were your first impression thoughts?
I was thinking, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna have to make a few Facebook posts, make a video, or include some event talk in my WIP and chatty rant. Maybe, I'll kit some stuff up, kit some stuff down. I did not. Well, and I mean, and granted, we took on more than I think the average bear would by far.
Mm.
But I mean, we willingly did that because, we were having fun with it and people were really responding well to, the extraness of the event. And so we both kind of just leaned into that. And it was cool because, we had some general things planned, but so many things just kind of came out organically. Like it would be, oh my gosh, what if we did this? Or I just saw this, let's do this. And then we had the
Well,
added bonus of
there was
other people jumping in.
there was a couple times where I think we both kind of sprung surprise things on each other. Where I'd wait for you to go to bed, then I'd post something inflammatory on your community page, or I'd sneak something inflammatory in a video and not warn you. Like when I took over and like took your intro for my own
Yes.
and kind of teased you. I mean, we would do things like that to kind of this, and that's how you and I are just in general off camera. I mean, it
Yes.
wasn't an act. Like our dynamic, our chemistry, whatever you want to call it, isn't any kind of forced act. This is us. When we get together, we are trolly together. We're this is just our dynamic. You got to see it. And I think a lot of what happened with the event flowed naturally from that. But it was really fun to be able to just I was just kind of like, if you're gonna do something like super big, give me a heads up. But otherwise, game on, Kristyn, let's go. And we
So
went.
I'm gonna share a little secret with our viewers that are watching right now. Okay. I didn't tell you.
Okay, I'm
Um,
scared.
so when we were testing the live, we knew we were actually live. I know, right? Shocking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Bomb drop. That's it. We're done. We've been canceled. They knew they were secretly not, they were they were, see, now I'm messing it all up, but you know what I mean. So we technically knew that we were live, but we were
We were
pretending like we
trolling
didn't.
you guys. Yeah.
But that was another thing where we were like, yeah, let's do this and it'll be so funny. And maybe some things weren't funny or interesting to some people, which is fine. Not everybody's gonna, like everything. But I think, we definitely had fun and it was it was fun because we had so many other kind of people jump in with it too. I mean, we had, Eve at Rokari really like go, full balls to the walls, like making, funny images and other people, purposely posting trolley posts and things as well. And so I think, yes, it was a lot of work. I was not expecting that much work at all. I don't know how much I thought it was going to be, but
I almost felt your eyes roll over the phone when I was like, Kristyn, just FYI, I just want you to know, I think this is going to be a lot of work because we had so many ideas and they were so different and they were going to require a lot of extra work than like the average normal event that people kind of host where it's a couple WIP and chats that are event centered, and then you post up some pictures in a little, WIP parade if you even choose to do that, and that's kind of it. And we were wanting to do so much more. And with every new idea, I was like, Kristyn, this is just going to be more work for us. We're going to eat, breathe, and sleep this at this point with all these things we want to do. You understand that, right? I could almost like hear her eyes roll in the back of her head, like, how much extra work could it really be? And then I think once we got into it, I think we were 3 days. I think it was the end of the first WIP parade, before the end of the first
oh
WIP
yeah,
parade.
no, that first whip parade, that nearly killed me.
Oh, well, that's why I started documenting it because it nearly got me too. And I'm like, oh, if we're starting off like this and we have all this stuff planned, are we gonna survive it? I don't know. I don't know,
And
but
we
we
did.
did, and
We
we
did.
had a ton of fun. And that was, I really wanted, um, Kristyn to have fun and everybody else too. But I wanted to make sure as a host, she was having fun and that I was supporting her and taking equal part of the responsibilities and the weight of the work as much as I could. And yeah, that was just kind of my big thing. Those were my thoughts going into it. Was I wanted it to be unique, different, interactive, reflective of us together, and I wanted you to feel not like you were a subordinate of any kind. Like I didn't want you to feel like Mushy's hosting an event, another event, and I'm just helping. I want to make sure that you felt like this is my event as much as it is her event. I wanted it really to be us.
And I do feel like we had a very good flow with, in terms of, sharing responsibilities, both giving and taking ideas. And, if I was having a day or a weekend where I was, kind of out of commission, let's say, then, you stepped it up. And then, like, when you had your day of, travel and being tired, then it's like, okay, yeah, let me go a little extra on these days. And so I do feel like it was a good thing. I don't know if I would want to host a solo event, because now I'm like, well, that was so much more funner with a friend. I don't know if I would want to just own. But I think also too, we shared the responsibility evenly. It wasn't like a group project when, you're in high school and, you get partnered with a person who's like, yeah, I don't really like to show up for school, so I'm just gonna, let you take over. Like, I feel like we had a good working relationship, and we were able to, text each other or send a message and be like, okay, this does not work for me. Like, we need to do something else. We need to do this. Or how about
Pivot.
you do this?
Pivot.
Pivot. That was the motto of that event, was pivot. Pivot,
Yeah,
pivot, pivot.
and the fact that we were able to pivot a lot, and be able to flow together that way. We were able to, one of us would say pivot and we would just be like, okay, cool, let's go over here then, you know?
Yes. Yeah, it was I mean, I loved how, like, we kind of led up to the ending. We did the co-whip parades, even though I, bungled up my timing and, got my mom to her colonoscopy earlier, and I wasn't really able to fully participate in the premiere chat. That was my bad. But it was interesting because then after the event was over, it was kind of like, okay, it's over. Like, and everybody was so excited, like, oh my gosh, this was so fun, this was so fun. But then everybody is, ready to move on to their next event for February. And it was like, okay, I guess we're done. I mean, in a few days break was awesome. Did not feel
It
like,
felt weird. It
but it
felt
was,
weird at
yes,
first because that first day after the event was over and we didn't have to get a post up, a comment up, make a wheel, anything like that, make a video. When it was all said and done that first day, it was so quiet. It
yes,
was almost, like quiet in my diamond painting space, quiet in my head. It was a little noisy in the community because everybody was like, that was so great. We had so much fun. Oh, thank you so much. And believe me, we appreciate all the support and encouragement. We're so glad that everybody had fun. But it was like when something is consuming you 24/7, essentially, um, for a whole month, and then it just hits a brick wall and it's over. It just stops because it's done. That was like the moment where everything kind of hit. I hit that wall, and for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap now.
right.
First nap, then reflect. And it gave me some time to kind of reflect, but um, I found that I was really proud. I was really, really proud of what we were able to accomplish. I was really proud of what we did together. I was proud of you. I was proud of me. I was proud of what we went through. Um, because I don't want to lie, it was all, unicorn farts and fairy dust behind the camera to make this happen and to make it so positive and successful and accomplish all the things that we did. It was a lot, a lot, a lot of sleepless, cut into our personal time. It was a lot of extra work. was a lot of fussing and worrying and hoping that things went right and staying on top of things, and we did that. I'm not blaming the community or anything like that. It was our choice to host an event like that, but to have this, it was almost like having a baby, a little baby, and then it was the first time little newborn baby got
Pinky
stayed the
Blackie.
night at, yeah, stayed the night at Grammy's house and was gone for the night, and you're looking around the house like, where's my if I'm not taking care of baby, what am I supposed to do? Um but I did get to reflect, and I think we did talk a little bit after we had some rest and stuff, and I think you were proud of what we accomplished too, right?
Oh, definitely. It was definitely an experience, and while there was a lot of work behind the scenes, and even just a lot of busy work, like those little menial tasks that no one ever sees, but you kind of have to do so everything runs smoothly. It's kind of like that to-do list you have where you're like, I have to call the doctor and find out when my appointment is, and I have to do this, and you've been busy for 3 hours, and you look around and you're like, it looks like I've done absolutely nothing. There was a lot of just little tiny things, but if we hadn't done a lot of those little things, I don't think it would have been as fun and interactive as it was.
Yeah, or as successful. And if we both commented to each other on occasion, like, I have not diamond painted all day. It has been 2 days since I've diamond painted because all I've done is event stuff, you
Yes.
know. And so there were ups and downs. There were goods and bads, positives, and arguably I mean, sacrifices. I wouldn't call them negatives. I would just say that we did sacrifice.
Yeah.
Um, to make sure that were providing the experience we wanted to provide and that you guys would enjoy. Um, but along with that, we were so proud when we were done. Like, I know I don't know the whole ins and outs of it, and I know pride is a sin or whatever. Not that kind of pride, but the kind of pride where I was proud of us. We did good. We made it through. We worked together, and it seemed to be very successful. But then, and that only lasted about a day, where I was reveling in the glow, basking in the glow of our hard work and our successful event. Because, and this is where we transition into hot topic controversy.
Controversy.
Yeah, maybe an unpopular opinion or a, taboo sort of area. Um, because I don't know about you, Kristen, but I started noticing within a day or two of our event ending, I started seeing things on other channels in the community that looked very, very familiar to to kind of what we had done or were trying to do or had done. You know what I mean, for the event. And or I was hearing rumblings of people like, w- wanting to do things or going to do things that we had just created. And like I said, we start working on this thing in June or July, and we worked really hard to make it unique and come up with rap battles. Who's seen a freaking on any other diamond painting channel, duo co-hosts rap battle? I guarantee not a one of you. you
Mm.
know
And if you
these
have,
were
we would love to see it.
these were some unique concepts that we came up with. The troll missions. You might have had people say, "Hey, go check out this channel, give them a thumbs up." But we tried to make it a little more interactive than that, a little deeper than that. And so some of the things that I know we came up with out of our little pea brains, I started seeing other and hearing about other people, like, "Oh my gosh, great idea, snatch," and I'm like, "Can we just not?" I felt a little disappointed because it hurt my feelings a little bit, if I'm being honest, because I was feeling a little bit like, could we not just have our moment for, like, even a day? Could we have a day to where this was ours? This was our event and our ideas, and we did really well, and we're really happy and proud of ourselves, and everybody's happy, and enjoyed themselves. And it just was like a gut punch to see, and hear about the potential that our ideas were going to be used for others' benefit
Well,
elsewhere.
and I think it's important to say, and it's funny because you mentioned Sundown said that we're like good cop, bad cop, which
Oh,
I can kind of like I can see it, and and I'm like I don't want controversy, I don't want this and that, and so I will say that we did not come up with the idea for a diamond painting event. Like there have been diamond painting events for however long diamond painting has been around. And I think what people were responding to with the event that we were doing was how it was so different. It wasn't, and there's nothing wrong with events that, have a standard, format and they're, similar to other ones. We are not saying that. So if you think you were saying that, we are not saying that. We were purposely trying to stick out and to create kind of something different, and I think it's natural when people see something and they enjoy it and they like it and they see like, oh hey, people really like this, then people are going to want to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, you see it with diamond painting videos. You see it with, like somebody gets a product and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh." And so then all of a sudden you see that same product in 3 or 4 other videos in another week or so. And I think, it's just human nature that people are going to see something and try to emulate it. And it's not that they're trying to be, they're not like purposely setting out going, I'm going to copy these people and I'm going to copy it. That's not it at all. But it's hard when, when we really took the time to be like, okay, how can we be different? What different things can we have that will, set this event apart? Like obviously,
and
we're not,
it
we're
wasn't
not,
even just being different though. It was like, how can we put our stamp on this? How do we integrate you and your personality, me and my personality, and our friendship and its personality on this? And so like that's kind of where what got me is like what we did as a drop of you, a drop of me, and a drop of our friendship. It wasn't like, oh, just let's pick something crazy off the wall and do it to get attention. It wasn't like that. It was like, let's let's put me in it, let's put you in it, and let's put our friendship in it. And that's what the event and everything that we did during the event, the tasks and the games and all the trolling and all the fun, that was literally pieces of us. And it wasn't just like a gimmick. It was pieces of us. And that's, I guess, where my bugaboo came in. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of interject that a little bit because it wasn't just as generic as like,
right.
oh, a general idea. This was like an idea that represented us
Yes. No,
specifically.
and I see where you are coming from, and I can also see where other people like see something and they're like, oh, that's a great idea. I think it's great that people, if they saw that we did an interactive event, let's say, and they saw how much people liked it, that people want to make their events more interactive. I think that's great. It's, I guess it's just, you gotta come up with different things, though. That would be
Yeah,
my
yeah.
thing.
Make it, it needs to be done and made uniquely you. Like we made ours uniquely us. That's us. We troll each other all the time, on camera, off camera. I will text this woman when I know
Oh
damn.
my god,
Oh, sorry. When
seriously.
I know, well, I will text this woman when I know dang well she is asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so I wake up to all these weird like texts or, did you see this? I know you didn't. I know you're sleeping. And I'm like, that's why I have do not disturb. I never had do not disturb on my phone until I met you. True story. True, true story.
I'm
True
not sure
story.
how to feel about that.
I don't, and I don't know where I had a really great thought in my head, and you ruined it. So thanks a lot for that.
I do that a lot too.
Great, great. I was going to say something, and yeah, I think everybody has to be themselves. You can't just like look at. I mean, look at Paint Gem Minis. As far as I can tell, Paint Gem Minis were one of the first mini diamond painting canvases sets that I saw. And I was like, oh, that's a different idea. A quality diamond painting kit that is small and portable. That's awesome. And look at how many companies have mini kits now. It's not that saying that all these companies are bad because they see how successful they are, but how many of these companies are putting, their own spin on them? They all kind of look the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think this kind of leads into recently I put a post on my Facebook group that was asking like, controversial, taboo topics in the diamond painting world, throw some of them out there. And I know I saw a couple that were under this umbrella of where is the division line? Where is the division line between like kind of like content poaching? You can't really steal content because we don't own like you and I don't own the concept of diamond painters rap battling for prizes. We
No.
don't own the concept of troll missions and we all the things that we came up with that were our original idea. We and some things like whip parades, we didn't come up with that. Those have been around. I don't even know who came up with that at this point. So many people have used it and it's been circulated so much. Events in general, there was an original event holder. We don't
Yeah.
know who they were to credit. There wasn't an original whip parade person, and they don't get credit. So like, eventually, all original ideas. I guess where I'm going with this is like, I understand that we don't own some of our own original ideas. I think once we put them out in the content out to the public, it's
Yeah.
available for public consumption, public, to be imitated, poached, taken and built on, taken and twisted to suit someone else's, once we put it out there, and that was kind of the bittersweet thing for me is that like I was so proud of how creative we were and like some of the things that we did, but then, and then to turn around and it's a bittersweet moment to see other people wanting to do some of those things or a spin on those things or take a part of those things and do it for themselves. But it hurt too because I'm like, I didn't even get to bask in it for a minute and it was gone, and it's now someone else's. Um, and so one of the questions was like, where's that division line between kind of content poaching, I guess you could call it, versus when does it become okay to because we all do it. And
Right.
where is that line? Because like I said, the whip parades and whip and chats, there was a first. Do they ever
Yeah.
get credit? Nope.
Well, and not even that. It's like the factor of, okay, there's diamond painting WIP&chats, but people have been crafting on camera. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like a diamond painter came up with WIP&chats. Someone else came up with WIP&chats. And, it's like using certain words or phrases in a video or in your intro or calling your subscribers something. At some point someone else has used those words, so we don't own those words and those ideas. And so it's a slippery area because while we don't own any of those ideas, you know what I mean, like anyone can do them. And we probably were inspired by something that we saw to jog that thing to go, oh my gosh, maybe the diamond painting police is gonna contact us. I didn't come up with the term diamond painting police. I'm sure I've heard somebody say diamond painting police, and then it stuck in my brain, and then they magically contacted us. I mean, it's so weird. But I mean, like even like like we were saying, like with the videos. I mean, like I made a cross stitch conversion video. I'm not the first person to come up with that idea. I saw other people doing it. I thought it looked interesting and I wanted to try it. And it's not I don't want anybody to be like you ladies did not come up with any of these, like topics, or you didn't come up with the idea of diamond painting events. And we are not saying that we did. It was more just, we kind of felt like we did come up with some unique
Elements.
spins on the, kind of standard format. And that's, where, but I mean, and it's kind of and you could look at it the other way, as it's, slightly flattering that apparently, like, so many people liked what we did, that, other creators saw that, and maybe other creators or other people, want to put a spin on it. I know that's harder for you to look at that as a uh, as a positive. um,
Yeah, I'm just that person. I'll say it. I'm just that personality type where, I don't find flattery in that, to be honest. And people say imitation is the finest form of flattery, or whatever the saying is. And that very well may be true, but my brain does not accept that. Why would why would you want to take that from me, at least right away? Like, I would have liked, could I have had at least a week with it? You know what I mean? To enjoy and kind of feel good about myself that I did a thing before I start seeing others do the same thing.
yeah.
So
Whew.
I mean, to try to answer a question that was posed in the Facebook group of like where that division line is, like I kind of wanted to tell what I was feeling, not to sound like a whiny little brat, but to like let people know kind of to me at least, how it affected me, how it affects me, and get you thinking about how it might affect the original, people with original ideas that we might on purpose or inadvertently kind of swipe or whatever. It might, how it might feel to them. But I think, to answer a question that I saw about where's the division line between poaching content and, from someone else, and, it being an original idea. And I think it all boils down to personality. I think it all boils down to like individuality and personality. If there's something that is unique to someone and it is not unique to you, if you're doing something like, if hey, hi, hello, and howdy does not naturally flow out of your mouth, because like it's not something you say all the time like it is me. Or I say confetidocious all the time. I'm sure there's probably somebody else that maybe says it, but like that's just a word that popped into my head that my brain created and spit out me. If that's not a word that naturally comes to your brain when you get to a confetti part, and you have to really struggle and be like, this is so confetti or da 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 shish, it doesn't just confetidocious doesn't just fall, then that's not originally you. You're trying to copy that. Do you know what I mean? So I think that if you have to try and make an effort to emulate something else that you've seen someone else do in an event or on their channel or in their content, if you have to put effort into copying it or mimicking it or being it, where the line is crossed. You cross a line when it's not coming naturally, organically from you. It's not original.
And I think,
That's
everybody.
my opinion.
Yeah, no, and I mean, everybody has their own personality and their own, quirks and likes and dislikes. And YouTube basically tells you when you start a channel, oh, do you want some tips and tricks? Go watch some videos of some people you want to be like and copy what they do. I mean, they literally tell you to copy.
Yeah, in the YouTube studio, when you go in there, and especially when you first start a channel, they have all these, hey, check out this video, this video, and this video on how to grow your channel. And if you Google or search up in YouTube how to grow a new channel, a lot of things, sources will pop up and they'll all say at some point, well, the number one thing to do is start looking at other people in your niche and find the ones that are successful and copy what they do.
Yeah.
Copy their format, copy what they say, copy their description box. And I was seeing a lot of that when I started my channel. And I first thought, that sounds like a terrible idea because I'm not them.
Yeah.
That's what works for them. It isn't going to work for me because I'm not them. So what I started, I took a notebook and I did the opposite of all the recommended advice. Copy this, copy that. I started making a list of things I don't like. I would watch channels that I love, channels that I didn't like so much, and I would just be like, what don't I like? And I'm going to try to avoid doing those things because I don't like to watch them and I don't want to produce that. I don't want that in my content. And so I made a list of what I don't want to do versus what can I copy.
No, that is a very good point. And I think there are only so many different new products that can come out. I mean, how many new amazing different trays can we have? How many new amazing different pens can we have? So much of our supplies of what we all make videos about is so similar. And I think where somebody is going to stand out, but instead of somebody else, let's say, like what jumps out to me might not jump out at somebody else. I might really like a channel and someone else might be like, oh gosh, no, I can't stand that person's voice, or that person has too much background noise, or I don't like what they open. And so, yes, we all do a lot of the same things, but the personality, at least for me, is I will overlook a lot of things in a channel. If maybe there's distracting noises or something or this or that, but if somebody's personality doesn't mesh with my personality, I'm probably not going to watch them. And I would think that other people probably feel that same way. Like if somebody doesn't like my personality, I would hope they don't watch my videos because I don't want to annoy people. And, same with you. If somebody doesn't like you and, your opinions, because you got a lot of them, lady, they're not going to watch your channel. You would hope they wouldn't. I mean, because if people are just watching to rage watch or to, keep an eye on what you're doing or whatever it might be, that's not a good reason to watch a channel. Spend your precious free time doing something that you want to do, or watch a channel that you actually enjoy and you get something out of. At least that's just me.
I agree with some of that. The opinionated thing. Thanks a lot, Kristen.
Truth hurts.
Oh my gosh. But I spoiler, she has opinions just like me, so stop it. No, I agree with the personality thing. There are some channels where I do not like the cutesy pootsy. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like I'm talking about Kristen. And Kristen could be, I'm sorry, you could be an example though. I think maybe you could be a perfect example. I'm sorry,
heard you say I'm perfect. You just literally said I'm perfect. Thank you. Okay, I'm done. I'm turning the camera off now. Goodbye.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see I'm not coming back for the next episode. No, yeah, don't be surprised if I ignore your call later. No, I Kristen, I'll be honest, and yeah, I mean this is no big secret. I don't like the canvases you do. I don't. You're doing
my pearls.
you,
My pearls.
I do not like your strawberry. I mean, I had a strawberry shortcake doll when I was a kid. I liked her as a kid, but like visually and stuff like that, I'm not interested. I don't particularly like certain companies, DAC. But
that's a whole nother that's a whole
that's a whole other
my goodness.
Yeah, that's a whole other controversy. But I don't really like a lot of the images that you do. It's and that's fine. There's nothing wrong there's nothing wrong with that. You probably don't like a lot of what I do.
I
But
love
what I
all
do
your images. I don't know what you're talking about.
But
Mm.
what drew me to you before I even started a channel, I had seen you. I had seen your videos and I loved your personality. I was just like, I enjoy watching her. She makes me laugh. She's not monotone and boring and whatever. And while I don't really appreciate you- I wouldn't say I don't appreciate the art, but it's like while I don't really like, the canvases that she's working on or unboxing or whatever. I enjoy hearing her thoughts and opinions on them. I enjoy hearing her whip and chatty rants. I am I'm invested. I like the personality of the person. So I stuck around and now we are great friends. I mean, I wouldn't have seen this a year and a half ago before I started my channel, and I'm watching maybe it wasn't quite a year and a half, but like a little bit before I started my channel or right when I started my channel, I would have never foreseen this friendship. I didn't think I was kind of starstruck when I reached out to you, if I'm being honest. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's that woman from YouTube that I don't like her Care Bear, but I like her."
I'm not a big deal, I promise. I'm a small potato.
But it's just an example of like, am I watching Kristen's content for like the next diamond painting I'm going to go on the hunt to buy?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's you. It's your personality. So I think personality is key. I think um anybody can do anything and any idea and put their own personal spin on it. I guess is the
Yes.
takeaway from all of that is, somebody may take an idea that you've done in a video or in an event and stuff like that, but as long as they make it their own, that's optimal. That's when I see that it's flattery. Oh, look, they really liked it and look what they did with it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Then you're just
You
jealous
know?
that you didn't come up with that idea.
Yeah, if it makes me jealous that I didn't come up with that idea and that twist on something that I had done, that's how I know it's a good idea,
There you
you
go.
know, but yeah, I mean, there is no answer to the controversy. That's why it's a controversial taboo topic. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer for is it okay to poach or steal or copy or however you want to word it. Is it okay to do it?
Well,
To some
and
people it is, to some people it's not. There's no right answer.
and I think too is that it also depends on the words you use, right? Because you just used poach, steal, I used something else. I don't remember what. That was 5 seconds.
Copy.
Yeah. So those are all words that have negative connotations. What if somebody, but if people use the words like take inspiration, build upon, expand from, those sound less inflammatory and less hot button, spilling tea edge words. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the mental intent and purpose behind it. If you're just, you know, I I I don't know how to respond to that, to be honest. Like, I mean, it is a matter of how you word it, and I do tend to word things from a uh, doom and gloom perspective.
Well, you are taking it personally because you
Because
that
we work so dang hard.
I know.
I mean, I think all of us, I think every creator, not every, most creators, a lot of
I
us,
just said not every. My God,
what?
not every creator, but most.
Yeah, sorry, true story. That's another topic for another day. But most of us who are growing legitimately, and establishing ourselves legitimately, honestly, and through hard work and hard work, originality, and our personality, and bringing our best selves and hard work to every video that we put out. Um, I think, for us to see other people who are too lazy to do that work, and just kind of like, oh, that was a good idea. I bet you I could get a lot of views. That, she did this way. She got a lot of views. So let me do that this way. Even though it's uncomfortable for me and it's not like my normal natural, thing. It worked for her. I'm going to take it and make it work for me. That's where I get upset. That's where I kind of get the negative connotation is because, yeah, I work so hard and when I know of her, I see somebody who they don't want to do the work, so then they start searching around for, well, who can I copy? Who had a high video count? And who can I copy and take from them so I don't have to do the work? That's what makes me sad. That makes me a sad panda, and maybe a little bit of an angry one.
A little bit. So, final thought on the matter. I am going to say that this was not a complete dumpster fire that I'm aware of so far, and that I think personality is a very important factor in anything, not even just being on YouTube, making videos, content creating, all of that. I think we all need to be who we are and not try to be who we think we should be. Like, don't try to be the person on the internet that you think people want you to be. Just be yourself, because people will show up for authenticness, for realness, and for people who maybe like I'm trying to think of the right word, and so it was clearly not wordsmith.
But
But
just
just like be yourself. Like, if you try to force being somebody else, it's gonna be obvious, and you're going to be miserable. And people are smart. People see through smoke screens, lies, facades. A lot of people,
eventually the facades will fall. I mean,
they
if
will.
even if people buy it at first, if you're faking who you are to try to be somebody you're not, thinking that it's going to benefit you in some way, eventually that mask is going to slip, somebody's going to catch it, and then everyone's going to catch it, and it's just not going to. So it's best just to be yourself.
Be yourself from the beginning. And if people don't like you, people don't like you. I
Your
feel
people
like,
will find you.
exactly. I mean, there's so many different kinds of people out there in the world. People like to watch different kinds of people. People like to interact with different kinds of people. And it's not a one size fits all. I mean, it's just like, to be successful on YouTube, it doesn't mean you have to unbox a certain, artist all the time, or it doesn't mean you have to unbox a certain style of canvas. Like, I mean, at least for me, like, personality is key. That's my final thought on the matter.
I agree. Personality is key. And I guess as final thoughts for me, personality is key also. That is, I think, the number one thing. You could read the phone book, but if you do it with personality, you're gonna get the views. I mean, Sundown stood outside on the deck and said, they said move down south. They lied or whatever, and he's getting all kinds of views on his TikTok and stuff just for being a bumpkin, which he is, and standing outside, which he did, and complaining about the snow, which he did. I mean, of all the silly things that could be getting all kinds of views on TikTok, I mean, and I sit here and I put like an hour of work into a TikTok, and he went out for 5 seconds,
And
complained
he gets
about the
more views.
snow.
Right.
Yeah. It's personality. Your people will find you, and you don't have to try to be somebody else. And I'm sorry if I came across as like grr. I am a little bit spicy pink mellow today for the reasons we talked about at the front end of the video. I mean, I'm not really pleased about about the
Really.
frozen pipe and lack of water for the foreseeable future situation, and nothing we can do about it for the foreseeable future situation. So I'm a little spicy, but um this is kind of a hot button topic for me. So if I came across as a little abrasive or I apologize. It is just something I'm very passionate about. I'm passionate about people being uniquely themselves and staying true to that, and to not try. I don't try to be somebody else. You shouldn't try to be somebody else either. Just be authentically you, and your people, you will find your people and they will find you. And if you see an idea that somebody did and you're not sure, and you want to do a spin on it or that exact thing, you can always reach out to them and say, hey, I saw that you did this. I would really like to do something like that. Do you mind? The worst they can say is, don't you dare. But I
And you
don't
could
see
still do
anybody
it
doing
anyway.
that.
I mean, you could still do it anyways, I mean,
Yeah, you could. No, we don't own the stuff. Like
no.
nobody owns the stuff that we put. Once we put it in a video and put it out there, we may have concocted an idea, but uh, we didn't trademark it
Nope.
or license it. So, there is no definitive answer. But just if you're gonna do something like that, put your own spin on it and put your own personality into it, and it'll be A++.
A++. And with that, I think we shall wrap it up. We don't have an outro. We don't have like a saying. We didn't even come up with one. That was poor planning on somebody's part. I'm gonna. So, I don't know if anybody is still in the comments section or the live chat. How should we end this? How should we end our videos?
Okay, so you guys have heard our thoughts and opinions on these matters.
That
A
too.
little bit of
Yes.
controversial situation. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Kristyn? Do you agree with us both a little bit? Do you have your own thoughts? Let us know in the live chat, or if you're watching later in the comments down below. We want to hear what you guys think about seeing content repeated across various channels. Do you like seeing that? Don't you like seeing that? Does it not matter to you? And as a creator, what do you think when you see an original idea pop up on somebody else's channel? Are you flattered or are you butthurt? We want to know all the kinds of things. And with that, Kristyn and I haven't finished my tea, but I'm about to.
Mm. My tea,
Oh,
not my Dr. Pepper, is almost gone.
my
Yeah.
Dr. Tea.
My Dr. Tea, my Care Bear
Oh,
tea.
and I think that's all the tea we have to spill for this time.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. And if
Okay.
you have any other tea-tastic puns, put them in the comments.
Yes, if you have any tea-tastic puns, oh my
I, I,
if you want to dunk your bag into our teacup with a fresh controversial idea, let us know in
no,
the comments
no,
below.
we're not dunking anybody's tea bag. Oh God.
I double dog dare you to leave it in there.
Oh jeez. Oh, and there might be some bloopers at the end, so stay tuned for that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Stay naughty.
Stay naughty. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, heart, fart.
Fart. Don't forget the fart. The farting's important.
Yeah, especially when you're peeing in a bucket.
Okay.
Okay, let me sniff, get all my sniffles out.
Sniff them boogies back into their nest.
Yeah, right? Okay, here we go. All right.
Real quick.
There you go. You do you, boo boo. You do you. People will be like, what the hell is this crap? What did I stumble onto?
They decided to collaborate on a talk show about going to the bathroom.
Well, it is kind of like you don't know what you're going to get. Oh my gosh.
Confession, I do that when we're on the way to St. Louis. If my nose is running uncontrollably, I don't care who can see us in the cars passing. I will make a nose tampon and I will wave goofy at people and get their attention like, hey, look at me.
And
Well, there was a couple times where excuse me, oh my gosh. Hi, edit that out. Thanks, Kristyn.
no.
That's editable if you want it to be Miss Pants.
Well,
hey,
right.
and don't forget to check out my channel if you want some tips and tricks on how to pee as a woman, how to pee out in the woods. You're about to find out over the course of the weekend. No, don't put that in.
Oh God.
No, it is.
How do I turn it off? Okay. Oh, shite.